Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into a really, a legendary moment in cannabis history. It involves a super bold marketing move down in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one. We're talking 2018, right? Cannabis just got legal for recreational use in California, and then suddenly these pretty surprising billboards start appearing.
Exactly, huge billboards. And what they said was pretty shocking at the time, official Cali bud supplier of the MLB.
Right. And not just text, they actually used the official Major League Baseball logo.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers logo, too. Plus the Cali Plug website, caliplug.us, and, a little smoke responsibly at the bottom.
It was wild. People immediately start taking pictures, driving by, seeing this thing.
For sure. And dispensaries were getting calls. People asking, is this for real? Reddit threads popped up almost instantly. Everyone was trying to figure out if the MLB had actually somehow partnered with Cali Plug.
Which seems kind of crazy now, but back then, in that initial legal haze, maybe it didn't seem totally impossible for a second.
Well, that's sort of the power of branding, isn't it? You slap an official logo on something, especially one as recognized as the MLB's.
Yeah, it lends instant credibility, or at least confusion. So our mission today is really to unpack what happened, the story behind these billboards, the fallout, and the impact.
Because the reality, as you might guess, wasn't quite a home run partnership. It didn't take long for the league to react.
Not long at all. Maybe a week, tops. A very official-sounding cease and desist letter arrived pretty quickly from MLB's legal team.
Yep, dated June 13th. It came from William M. Frank, who was MLB's trademark counsel. And they weren't messing around.
No, the letter laid it out very clearly. They accused Cali Plug of, multiple things. Trademark infringement was the big one.
Right, and also making false claims about being affiliated with the league, basically saying Cali Plug was damaging the MLB's reputation, their goodwill, as they put it.
That goodwill they've spent decades building up. And they even got specific, didn't they? Mentioning one particular billboard location.
They did. The one at 12,000 Long Beach Boulevard down in Lynwood, that specific sign got called out in the legal notice.
Wow. So they knew exactly where these things were. They were serious.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it from the MLB's perspective. Here's this brand new, still controversial industry cannabis, and suddenly their logo is plastered next to it without permission.
Especially back in 2018, things were still very tentative around cannabis acceptance in mainstream culture, let alone professional sports.
Exactly. So the league, with its, family-friendly image and broad appeal, had to shut that down fast.
And the consequences for Cali Plug were pretty immediate.
Oh, yeah. They were forced to take down all the ads, immediately.
Had to strip the logos off anything related to this campaign.
And they even had to submit documents showing how much they'd actually spent on putting those billboards up in the first place.
So it was a short-lived campaign,
Yeah.
But the cultural impact, it's kind of interesting.
It really is, because for that brief window, maybe a week or so, Cali Plug actually managed to plant that seed in people's minds. This idea, however fleeting, of a connection between Major League sports and cannabis.
It definitely got people talking, maybe even shifted a few perspectives, like you said, just by forcing the association, even if it was fake.
And looking back, people still kind of talk about it in two different ways.
Right. On one hand, some folks see it as, maybe genius, a really bold, if incredibly risky marketing tactic. Cut through all the noise.
Definitely got attention. In a brand new, crowded market, they certainly made a name for themselves very quickly.
But then the other side sees it as just, reckless.
Yeah.
Irresponsible. Playing fast and loose with trademarks you absolutely do not own.
Which, legally speaking, is not a great strategy usually.
No, not recommended. But either way you slice it, that whole billboard saga, it's definitely become part of cannabis folklore.
For sure. It cemented Cali Plug's name, maybe not in the way the MLB would have liked, but it's remembered. It's one of those wild stories from the early days of legalization.
It really is a classic ask forgiveness, not permission kind of move, maybe taken a bit too far.
Which leaves a really interesting thought for you listening. As the cannabis industry keeps evolving and attitudes, even around sports sponsorships, continue to shift.
Yeah.
Well, what other unexpected, maybe even audacious brand collaborations might we see in the future? It makes you wonder, right?